For you personally, what other games do you kind of think, okay, my own particular performance as a commentator, I'd sort of, ticked almost all the boxes here?
Oh, I'm trying not to say anything cliched because then people don't believe you. But the next game's always I'm Aston Villa versus Liverpool on Boxing Day. I'm watching Emi Martinez in that light. Liverpool have got to play a Carabao Cup tie against Manchester City a few days before that. I mean, I've got my eye on that. Cardiff City versus Leeds United in the third round of the FA Cup. Cardiff City's 2 championship games prior to that are both live on Sky. Good news for me. Gives me a little bit of sort of insight and opportunity to look at a team that I'm unfamiliar with. So I am always looking forward. The most important game of my career to date is undoubtedly the 1999 Champions League final, but only because the late, great Brian Moore retired after the 98 World Cup final. That was my first season as ITV's senior commentator. There were 20 million people watching. They had a rookie at the microphone. And if that rookie had screwed up, then frankly, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. They'd have found somebody else. So those 2 or 3 minutes of television were really, really important to me, giving the confidence of the people who employed me to carry on. And then once your first break's the biggest break in any profession. And that was one of my first big breaks.
When you touch on this in your book, I think there's naturally a curiosity about commentators. Who did you grow up supporting? Could you maybe tell us a little bit about your own beginning as a football fan?
Huge Manchester United fan from Bury. Should really have been a Bury fan because we lived next door to the manager of Bury when I was born. Would you believe? Actually shared a semi-detached house with the manager of Bury Football Club when I came back from the nursing home. And my uncle Dave lived next door for the first 5-6 years of my life. But my dad was a United fan. So as soon as I was old enough, 5 years, 6, he took me to Old Trafford on a fairly regular basis. So I saw Best Law and Charlton in the flesh. I also saw some really rubbish United teams in my teens. I supported a team home and away in the second division in the Championship. And then I got this opportunity to move inside track and do this job that was my only ambition in life.
Does it become impossible then to retain for I guess people in the media in general, football media in general, to retain that fandom? Because
no, I think a lot of guys still support the team that they always did, and openly so. Strangely, there's become more of an acceptance. I think Caro and Gary have sort of. I think I'm still a little bit uncomfortable about Mo Salah, you little dancer. Okay. And it's not a question that I want you to pretend that you don't care about Liverpool like you do.
Yeah.
I'm just not quite sure. And he's a huge talent and a really, really conscientious pundit, Caro. The amount of time that he spends in a BT studio looking for the clips that will illustrate the points that he wants to make. So he's a proper pro. That would be actually my only quibble with him. But it seems to be accepted more and more now. And I think a lot of the journos and broadcasters still do openly support their team. But I don't know. The first TV game I ever did was Manchester City 5, Manchester United 1, and I was delighted. And I'd been a real home and away supporter of Manchester United 3-4 years earlier.